Mr. Yeah.
Eastern Cape.
Eastern Cape
The bad news is Northern Cape have got no jersey numbers.
Serious.
I'm serious, yeah. So I've got their 11, but no. Yeah, I don't know any of those.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Just have to apologize. Okay, I didn't check around 2 years.
What happened to him with that incident in Bangladesh? Oh,
They say
that
allergic
thing, yeah,
side.
the fight on the pitch.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw the footage.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
I didn't hear anything about any action, any. So I thought you would have got some sort of.
Yeah, definitely. That wasn't good.
But I have a feeling he might have been racially abused just by the way he reacted. Spring has arrived early in Gauteng. It's been a very warm August and time to get some cricket going. We're at Supersport Park. I'm Ken Borland. We're here for the Momentum Health Challenge, and it's a very great pleasure to have alongside me, having made his return to Supersport Park, Pierre de Bruin. Morning, Pierre.
Morning, Ken. Yeah, what a lovely morning in Gauteng. Supersport Park. What a great ground. Looking forward to the next few days. These teams. It should be a very exciting tournament.
First game is the defending champions of the Momentum Health Challenge, the Eastern Cape Iinyathi. East London in the East. They are taking on the World Cape Heat, and the Inyati have won the toss and elected to bowl first. As we see, Nico van Sail about to bowl first delivery.
Surface here at Supersport Park, which, especially in the morning, something for the bowlers here, but also from a batting perspective. Just to give yourself a little bit of time up front, especially in the morning here, but when you get yourself in, you can really cash in.
Supersport Park has been, it's a high level, a lot more than its normal activity. Don't know alarmed by the outfield, but this is in the pictures of there. There's a lot of work going on at Supersport Park in preparation for the 2027 World Cup. The outfield has been aerated. Ladies have had a fielding session on it, and it's not too bad.
Certainly better than some of the grounds out there, especially this time of the year. Floodlights, so one of the projects here, so happening at Supersport Park, renovating the media centre.
Down the round by effectively. Yes, a very good first over so far by Nico van Sail, but more effective. Enough is enough after 4 dot balls. Goes the best.
Yes, he's had a look, and it took him 4 balls to decide that this is a good wicket. You see through the line that it was not a hard volley by no means, so it's a very good shot. The first boundary of the innings. one slip in place. Third one keeps through.
Good single.
Very good cricket. Good delivery, but good defensive little punch. And the key there was just to do it early. It makes it much easier. There was no doubt that the mid-off was just hanging a touch.
Trusting his partner. Cut away, that's going to be a boundary.
Just a little bit of work off it. I think that he's not going to die wondering, put it away. Just past point. Again, a very good sign of a good wicket, but that's just too wide. You cannot afford to bowl that line on this wicket.
At this time of year, the pitches can be a bit sluggish, but this was quite nice pace.
Good delivery. The length was key. Just a touch fuller, and Venter just hang his bat out. Straight to that first slip. There's the breakthrough.
Looking dangerous. It's just a intermediate length, isn't it? Yeah, you're not sure whether to come forward, back, nice catch.
Comfortable height. Catch the first slip. A little bit of bounce that made it easier for the slip fielder. That's a good start. I think the two boundaries, like you say, they look dangerous. I mentioned earlier about this wicket at Supersport Park, especially in the morning. There's something in for the bowlers. No doubt that they got the toss right.
So it was a little bit of shape. His first over. Snatched away. What a start.
He's greeting with an excellent shot through extra cover. Showing that he did straight away. First ball touched him wide. And met with a flat bat. Good time, good placement. was an excellent finish. There wasn't much wrong with his delivery. Carlson adjusted his line. He went a touch straighter. It shows you again in this format.
Good wickets. You don't have to ask him too much. Got himself in an excellent position. Relied on timing, placement, and executed it very well. Those two boundaries that the slip fielder
Catch in this over earlier as we move into the extra cover region. End of his over, he went for 13 runs, got the wicket as well. I must say that it wasn't that bad of an over, to be honest. Finished off that over with an excellent delivery, got some extra bounce, got the line right.
Seen so far is that the batsmen are going to get excellent value shots here as well. So could be a good high scoring game this. Normally a super sport park. Could get about 200 around park here.
Definitely. If you look at this wicket already, that would be in the back of their minds. Left-hander now. There's a slip field. Sailed around the wicket.
Taking on the arm again. Well run time. So far, so two taken two really well judged. Kamala's on strike, the fielders in the ring will be a little bit more on their toes, coming in a bit quicker. So I'll just altering the field slightly in the cover region for the right-hander.
which is also going to be key from a tactical point of view for these teams to work around that.
Yeah, we're about three strips to the right of the middle of the square.
These type of singles, they're so vital in T20 cricket. Sometimes as a batter, especially in the power play, you sometimes
third over is
23 for 1. Already you can see the high percentage of boundaries square of the wicket. So for the captain, when it comes to field placing, it's really important to identify that. Look at the wicket, the pace of the wicket. That will indicate if the ball is going to fly square of the wicket, and then get your field according to that. I haven't seen any pace off deliveries as yet. That's something that that can be utilized in the power play.
Chad Klassen continuing. On the ground, well, over mid-off more by Ronan Herman. That was a beautiful stroke, and away it goes for 4.
Yeah, that's class. Just a little shimmy down the pitch. This time, it's straight over the bowler's head for boundary.
That was well struck by Ronan Herman. He's raced to 13. 27 for 1, the Northern Cape Heat.
And all he did was use the pace bounce.
No ball. Looks like the umpire signaled. Yeah, no ball. The deep square leg runs across though, and
Now for the follow-up.
that ends the 4th over, and the Eastern Cape
mostly variation of pace, getting your lengths right. That is key. It'll be interesting to see if the last over in this power play will be spin. Richards, he's in the bowling attack. Right arm seamer.
Good start. Richards. That was a bit wild, and
Sometimes if you get overexcited looking at the short side the whole time.
yeah, it can mess with the batting side a bit sometimes, can't it? You kind of feel obliged to target the short side, but if it's not the right delivery, you can. That might even run away. No, it's going to be hauled in just before the boundary rope. It was just a leg glance, and they're going to come back for 3. Made his debut for South Africa, batted really well. Scintillating big 100 at the weekend for South Africa A against New Zealand A. Kamalo back on strike.
Good over so far from Kutzer. Only the 3 runs conceded so far. 2 very important balls. Off. It's gone to the boundary. 3rd man up in the circle.
Answers before the wide mid-wicket dive. For the Northern Cape Heat ends it with a boundary. .42 for 1. At least, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely at least 50.
Molefe, but rather Lihle Sizani.
Yeah, he's going to have to deal with the left-hand, right-hand combination here in this last over. He's got a slip in place, and he's got a deep mid-wicket.
Go down the ground, but mistimed to the introduction of spin. They might not have done it if off the boundary line, and the batters will jog through for 3. As a coach, you'd want Ronan Hammer to go on now. He's done his job in the power play, but would you want him to change his game plan? No?
Look, if I look at him, not really. You know, he's playing good cricket shots. you know, he's identified his areas where he wants to get those boundaries. So keep doing that. He hasn't got going, and that's quite a fast, quick start. But Kumalo,
The hand comes off the bat for Kamala. They're looking for two. No, it's not on, and it's probably better for the Heat if Herman is on strike. Anyway, I think it looks a little bit as if Kamala, I thought he started quite well with a couple of quick singles, and he's almost now trying to hit the ball too hard. He's trying to be maybe a bit too aggressive, whereas maybe he should stick to his strengths and just get Ronan Herman on strike. $53 for one. Hardest Kutsa rolling nicely from the West Lane end. His first over was a very good one, but conceded a boundary off the last ball. He won't want to do that again. Slashed nicely by Ronan Herman. He waited beautifully for that one and picked his gap through extra cover.
yeah, he's going to keep going by the looks of it. It's a very good shot. Good for batting.
Yeah, Pierre, and there was very little risk in that shot, wasn't it? Was there? It was just a really good cricket shot. Lovely straight drive by Herman, but there's a long on in place, so just a single. If you do hear some strange noises on the broadcast, there's a lot of building work going on at Supersport Park. Jackhammers going at the moment, all in preparation for the 2027 World Cup. Short one from Kutsa, pulled away by Kumalo. He's beaten the fielder at fine leg. I fancy fine leg should have done a bit better there, Pierre.
Yeah, he just used the pace of the bowler. The bowler is not happy at all with the effort. Feels like you just sometimes need one boundary to get yourself going.
And a 50 partnership between these two batters. It's taken just 33 balls, 9 fours in there. Down the wicket, Kumalo. Fancy a bit of a change of pace by Kutsa. He gets it away through the offside for a single. To end the over, 7 overs gone, 63 for one, so the run rate, a very healthy 9 runs to the over.
I will always look at that first over after the power play. Over 7, it's a key over to continue the momentum that you've build up for yourself in the power play. You don't want to be sluggish in that 7th over. And Northern Cape, they've nailed it, to be honest.
They're in a great position to steadily accelerate now. That par score of around 200, which is obviously 10 to the over. They're going in 9 at the moment after 7, so in a very healthy position as spinner Sazani is going to continue from the Hen Observer end. on the sweep. Head on the full and a stifled appeal.
It's the right option. It's the right option there for Kamalu.
Nicely bowled by Sazani. Two men on the boundary on the leg side, but they're both in front of square. Fine leg in the circle, so as Peter Brown said, the sweep. Caught. Sazani pulling his legs back, bowling a quicker, flatter one. Kamalo gave himself some room and slashed, but couldn't get it over backward point, and is gone for 15.
He just lost his shape with that shot. Straight to the fielder. Will go square. He departs for 15 of 18 balls. He just couldn't get going.
Almost looked like he wanted to come down the wicket to Sazani, who either saw him or who had intuition that he was going to come, and just surprised him with that delivery, as you say, Pierre, off balance and hit to backward point. The new batsman is Garnet Tar, who is a very interesting arrival for the Northern Cape. He played for the Free State Knights last season in Division 1. Knights, of course, relegated the season to Division 2, and Tar moving to their neighbours, Northern Cape. From what I've seen of Garnet Tar, I like the look of him. He's a young batter with talent, and he's done really well in the white ball formats.
Seems like there's been a lot of movement in this division, Ken. Players moving around this season. Tar's won.
Yeah, Northern Cape Heat have 7 new players this season, and a new coach in Mduduzi Mbata, moved up from the Dolphins where he was an assistant. Inyati, they have 4 new players. Molefe and Copeland are playing in this game, but there's also, and Hardest could see it, 3 of them. Tundo and Tini has also returned to border, not in today's game though. It's beaten the wide mid-on, so they'll get a easy single.
Yeah, just with that, the fall of that wicket, all of a sudden the run rate drops down to 8.3. It shows you again how important it is to still have that mentality of getting wickets.
Here's that quicker one again from Sazani Herman, just putting it into the hole at mid-wicket. And 2 runs, easy as you like.
Yeah, fantastic running. Good placement. Just steer it into that area. There's no mid-wicket fielder. The long boundary riders, they're on the boundary, and it's going to be tough for them to save the 2 there. The reason there's no mid-wicket is that he's preferred to have 2-point fielders on the offside. One fielder quite fine.
Worked again through that mid-wicket area. Given that Sazani had the short boundary on the offside, do you feel he should have been bowling a line that would encourage the batters to hit more on the leg side and therefore have a man at mid-wicket?
I think you're right, because we haven't seen the reverse sweep yet. Sometimes you get so caught up into protecting the short boundary, but you forget about the long boundary. And I think with a long boundary, a mid-wicket fielder is key. It's very important. in saying that. It was a good over. Got the breakthrough. 67 for 2 after 8 overs. A run rate of 8.4.
Yes, Sazani's bowled nicely. 2 overs, 1 for 13 so far. His first over was the last over of the power play. Also, I think against a spinner, you always want a mid-wicket as well, don't you? It was just too easy to work the ball into that big gap. As we see a change of bowling again. It's not Malika. Malika's normally the wicket keeper. Well, he is the wicket keeper in the side today. Oh, that took a bit of an awkward bounce for the fielder at that straight mid-wicket, so they get through for the single. The bowler is Alandile Mhletiwa. Just medium fast, no great pace.
He's got to be clever, yeah. Herman wanted to really get that ball over the mid-wicket region. Short boundary, lost his shape a touch, but if you're going to miss your length here, you could be in trouble. Mid-off, mid-on, in the circle.
Oh, nicely glanced away by Taj. Just a single. Oh, no, they're coming back for 2. Well run. Good running.
Very interesting field. Very interesting field. Mid-off and mid-on. Point of view, you can expect a certain length, and that's not going to be full, so you can maybe perhaps hang back a touch. I just think with this type of field, it's very tough for a bowler. It just becomes very predictable. Yeah, he's making the change.
Yeah, and from what we've seen so far, Mhletiwa doesn't really have the pace to be bowling short stuff. I always think for a seamer here at Supersport Park, you need to have pace or bounce. Otherwise, you really can be taken apart by good batters.
Oh, there's almost a mix-up.
Well, it was a good delivery first of all, and then a very good piece of fielding at backward point. Directed, and gone at tie would have been gone. Too short and down the leg side in Mhletiwa. And that's the first wide of the match. Pretty much always going to be a single, but good commitment in the field. Third man is now coming into the ring. We have a deep square leg, a cow corner, a long on, a long off, and a deep cover for Ronan Herman. Bit short. And Herman just tucks it away for a single. What do you think of that? I know they're talking about it at the MCC cricket committee about if the ball hits the stumps from the fielders, it should be a dead ball thereafter.
Depends if I'm the fielder or the batter.
Of course, yeah.
There's been a lot of debate about that for many years now, Ken.
I kind of think just leave things as they are, really. Pulled away, but not really timed that well by Tar, just a single. The one thing, the one problem I can see perhaps with it is it could become a time-wasting technique for the fielding side. If they know it's always going to be a dead ball, you could just always throw at the stumps, even if there's no run out.
Yeah, and also on that point, it's a very good point, is that if you got freedom to throw the ball at the stumps the whole time, you can also scuff the ball by doing that.
Yes, yes. I do think it's a little bit harsh of the umpires when they stop teams from throwing the ball in on the bounce on the square to the wicket keeper. I think you should be allowed one bounce. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's reasonable. Help the bowlers out a bit. And I do feel it's one of the things I'm quite sad about one-day cricket is that with the two balls now, reverse swing has really almost disappeared from the game. This is going to be, I fancy Khaldisa Molefe hiding behind the umpire. He's going to bowl his left arm orthodox spin, replacing Sazani, who did a good job from the Henops River end. Short boundary on the offside, so there's the opportunity for the batsman to hit inside out. Over extra cover, just a single though, too long on to start.
Now this time around, there's a mid-wicket in place. Only the 1 point fielder on the offside. So line is crucial for Molefe. It was a good start, first delivery, on the button, good line. No room, and that's what he wants. He wants the batter to create his own room and not give him any room at all.
And I fancy he might be bowling a lot of arm balls. Oh, the reverse sweep, he's missed it. Struck almost on the full.
Oh, that looked close.
That's a decent appeal.
Very,
one has
very
to say.
close.
Herman ended up, it might have struck him just outside leg stump, I guess. Straight down the ground, nicely struck by Herman to beat the bowler. But it's going to be an interesting contest, this, with Herman showing early on that he's going to try and somehow get the ball away on the offside. And Molefe, of course, very aware of that. Change of field now for Garnet Tar. Who is there? No, I think Cowcord has just come in a little bit off the fence. Back for the second. Here's that hole in mid-wicket again.
Now boundaries have dried up.
There's the arm ball. Good bit of fielding. I fancy the batters got home though. Good dive by Ronan Herman.
Over and it has dropped below 8. Power play was a good power play, if I'm not mistaken. 52 for 1 in the power play. The next 4 overs, 27 for 1. So almost like a situation of a run a ball scenario.
bit more alert in the field as well, keeping the pressure on the batters. Shatiwa will continue. His first over went for 7, not a bad over. And Garnetar on strike on 9. Palaman has 45. Oh, beautifully picked up. The length at that pace was just too short. And it's the first 6 of the match, and it goes to Garnetar.
They needed that. Projected from here, they were looking at 160, 170, and unfortunately, looking at this wicket, they're going to need more. They're going to need to get to that 200 mark. And a blow like that can just get you going again. It's the first time that they've utilized the shorter boundary.
If you're going to bowl that length, it doesn't really matter if it's on an off-stump line, because it's too easy, as Tar did there, to walked across and this time he's targeting cover and he's out. He's picked out deep cover. Klatiwe goes for 6 and then gets his wicket.
And it's a big wicket. Tar, they just wanted to get into the channel again to go to the shorter boundary. The bowler, very clever bowling. He went wider, he followed him. And Tar just sliced that foolish wide delivery straight to the... But it's a big wicket.
Garnetar gone for 15 off 10 balls at just at a 6. And holds out the next delivery. Chad Klassen, the fielder at deep cover. So 85 for 3. It's been a very good few overs outside the power play for the Inyati, as the new batter comes to the crease. It's James Ritchie, who has also moved to the Northern Cape Heat from KZN Inland, from the Tuskers, who were the side promoted out of Division 2 to Division 1 for this season. They're the reigning T20 champions in Division 2. Obviously won't be defending that title this season. Another left-hander. So that'll please the Northern Cape Heat to have a left-right combination again at the crease. Klatiwe is switching to around the wicket. He's got a deep cover point in place, a long on, fine leg, and third man. Is he going all the way back? Pretty much. Did sound like a little bit of an edge there. Top short of wicketkeeper Malika anyway. Could also have been the pad.
That's a good combination now for Northern Cape Heat. Another left-hander joining Herman. Herman on 45. He's now the key. He's really the key for Northern Cape Heat. A couple of wickets that fell around him almost forces you to change your game in a way, because you don't want 2 new batters at the crease right now.
And it just feels like Herman hasn't had a lot of strike the last couple of overs either. So he was going great guns, and it's just gone a bit quiet on 45.
And also those wickets falling around him, it just breaks your rhythm as a batter. He had very good rhythm going up front, played some very good shots. Now wickets fell around him. Got to change your game a little bit.
sliding down leg again. Kletiwa, probably leg buys, I fancy. No, umpire reckons Richie got a little bit of a scratch on that. Pierre de Bruyn's just giving me a... I'm with you, Pierre. I think generous umpiring for the batters.
I'm afraid to say they were straight off the pad.
James Ritchie actually comes from the Eastern Cape, played for Border under 13s, educated at Stirling Primary School. Oh, nicely bowled by Platiwa, but Ronan Herman's been there a while and digs it out nicely for one. James Ritchie is just courtesy of that generous decision by the umpires. He scored his first T20 runs. It's only his second T20 game at this level. Didn't bat in his first game.
End of the 11th, 87 for 3. Decision time for Herman, I believe. You know, it's where you have a chat to your new partner at the crease in terms of what the situation requires now, because you are staring at the moment projected scores at 160, 170. And it's now important to make decisions. The left arm spinner, his first over was a really good over. Really good over. He controlled a good line. And you can see that Herman is just eyeing that area over extra cover. He's looking at that area, but he was not given anything in that previous over in terms of line or length. Again, a very good line. Can only punch it down the ground for single. Herman also that previous over tried the reverse sweep. I thought he got away with the LBW decision there.
Certainly looked very close, that LBW shot. Malefa looks like he's going to switch to around the wicket for the left-hander.
I just believe that the only way to wrestle momentum back is to stay positive as a batter. You know, you've lost a couple of wickets, but you're not in trouble. You still have a very good foundation, 88 for 3. You're in the 12th over. One boundary just changes the momentum. Just put pressure back on the bowling team. But the problem is when you start getting into this, let's just bat some time. Let's just rotate the strike. Let's, you know, rebuild. There are many ways to rebuild.
Yeah,
The modern game, Ken, it's the new batters walk out there and they look for a boundary. They're not going to miss out on a half volley. Put the pressure straight back onto the bowling side.
And I think Ronan Herman needs to have more strike. That's the other thing that needs to happen. Giving himself a little room outside leg stump, as you said, Pierre. Looking for one to loft inside out with the turn over extra cover, but Malef is excellent length.
Very impressed with his bowling. You can see he's a clever bowler. He knows exactly what's needed from him from the Henops Rivers end with a short side. He's now, this matchup here is an interesting matchup. He's opting to bowl over the wicket to the lefty. I'm not sure if that's the right option to protect the shorter boundary. Probably just want to look to stay around the wicket and slide it across the left-hand batter. Let him hit against that angle.
Yeah, at the moment, if he stays over the wicket angles, heading that way to the short boundary, but he's got away with just a single. And he adapts well, Malefi. He saw the batter to outside leg stump, fired it wider and fuller. And just a couple. Well done to the bowler there.
That's a good 50 from Ronan Herman. Came off 31 balls. Good strike rate. 7 fours. Well deserved 50.
And he'll be keen to bat through the innings now. He's really the key. He's the man who can get the Northern Cape Heat up to around that 200 mark.
The bowlers realised that Herman is looking at that extra cover area, the offside especially. He's brought his mid-wicket across.
Ooh, well bowled. Turn and bounce. Well now. That's interesting. Ronan Herman looking with a combination of surprise and suspicion at the pitch.
Yeah, what a delivery. Took a little bit of pace off as well, not too quick, and got some turn and bounce.
Well, that makes the remaining 2 overs that Malefi will bowl pretty interesting. He's gone for just 11 in his 2 so far, 93 for 3 after 12 overs.
Run rate dropped down to 7.7.
Yeah, Pierre, I know, just to pick up on your point earlier, I know everyone says the power play are crucial overs, but increasingly I think batting sides are also realising that the middle overs are very, very important as well. That a team that can really dominate in the middle overs generally goes on to win games. Hardest Kutsa is back into the attack. Just the one from the full toss to cow corner.
Yeah, around the wicket. Third man is up, so you've got the extra man on the boundary on the leg side.
Just the one. This is good stuff from the Inyati. You can see the mid-off and the extra cover quite close to each other on the offside. Slower ball into the surface from Kutsa. Well ball, just a single again.
I like that they still want, it's a new batter, you still want to put pressure on the batter. Don't give him any easy singles in the inner ring. Clever bowling, very clever bowling. Bowling to his plans, bowling to his field. Full
from Kutsa, slashed away. The deep cover is a bit of work to do, tumbling fielding, but cuts off the boundary.
I just lost it for a moment there, ran the opposite way. Very good bowling again. If you look at this field, third man up. Got a point fielder. The 3 fielders on the leg side boundary. So as a batter, you know that if you get the length, you can go leg side. But also, you know the bowler has got to bowl quite wide and full. And that slash through that area is a good option.
Ooh, missed out there.
He wanted to go leg side there, I think. But there's where you can use that line. There we go. That is your option there. Just use the pace
Hardest Kutsa actually played for the Titans Cup side back in the day.
Deep squares coming up, and there, that fielder going out deep point to the boundary for that slash. I actually prefer this field. This is a good field if you want to bowl wide and protect the leg side. You still have a deep mid wicket in place. Sometimes you've got to take your medicine. As a coach, you can't really get too grumpy with that wide. It's going to happen. The plan is right. Just inside that white line.
Yeah, at least the thinking is clear, and Kutsa is executing a plan well here. See, he's brought something different now out of the batter. The batter has to change what he's trying to do.
Now this,
and the dot border in the over.
And base off. Excellent over, excellent execution by the bowler. And you're right, Ken. Homan is starting to think too much.
99 for 3 after 13 overs. Just 7 overs left now, and that 200 benchmark is starting to look a long, long way away for the Northern Cape Heat. Khaldisa Molefe will continue. Just 25 years old, Molefe. He's played a fair bit of domestic cricket, been around for a few seasons. Former SA Under-19 representative, starts well. His third over, just a single too long off for Richie. 100 up off 82 deliveries for the Northern Cape Heat. Shimmy from Herman. Oh, it's really excellent bowling by Khaldisa Molefe.
Your worst case scenario with that delivery has got to be a single on the leg side, but he's now overthinking this offside scenario. The shorter side, to be honest.
Skies it up over extra cover. Oh, the fielder just couldn't get there. It was always just a little bit out of reach. But Ronan Herman is...
There's the shot.
Yeah, he gets it over extra cover that time. Away for 4.
Good use of the feet. This time around he got the length to get it over extra cover. He's tried it a few times. Himself as a batter.
He's been moving his feet, but generally going leg side rather than more straight down the pitch. Molefe just hawking there, trying to see what the batter's going to do. Goes full on leg stump. Thought it was second, but Long on already has the ball in his hands.
Oh, good fielding. Very good fielding. With that long boundary, you need your speedsters on the boundary that side. Prevented that second run. Richie's got to go here. He's got to line up a big one here. It was there. It was in the slot. That one was in the slot, just couldn't connect it.
So a single to end the 14th over, 108 for 3, and the current run rate 7.7 to the over. Six overs left in this innings. Hardest Kutsa's got one to bowl. Platiwa, Klassen, Van Sale, and Cezani have all got 2 overs remaining. So good options for the Inyati.
A packed leg side field for Richie. 4 fielders on the boundary.
Quick 1 to mid-off. Oh, overthrow. It wasn't really necessary for mid-off to throw that ball at the stumps. The bowler in no position to back up. He's down the wicket. I thought for a moment he was going to get away with the wide there. Third wide of the innings. By and large, it's been a pretty disciplined bowling effort by the Inyati. 1 no ball as well. But they've brought things back really nicely.
Especially after the power play.
Bowling again to the long side, Hardest Kutsa. He's done that really well. Just a single.
There's a bit of pressure building on Richie here, getting into this last phase of the innings.
Yeah, time to hit out. Who'll get out? There's a guy like Romano to Blanche. Still waiting to bat. He can hit it a long way. Was there Nick? Yeah. He's been given vital wicket by Hardest Kutsia. He's got rid of the set. Ronan Herman out for 60, caught behind. And that wide line outside off stump working again.
Yeah, it's working. He deserves that wicket. He bowled to his plans. Herman just couldn't get going for a while now. Almost as if, you know, the last part of his innings, he had to do everything. The batters around him couldn't transfer momentum. But it's a big wicket. Getting a new batter in with only 5 overs left is exactly what the bowling unit wanted. Well, in saying that, was a very, very good innings by Herman.
Abel Mokoena is the new batter. Herman out for 60 or 41 deliveries with 8 fours. But a key blow, one feels, that he's out in the 15th over of the innings. Richie not really firing yet. He's on 10. Mokoena, new batter at the crease. Have to be quick. Khamalefe. The throw was a bit wayward. Hardest Kutsa. I think we had to look at a wagon wheel of his bowling from this West Lane in. Almost all the stripes, all the struts of the wheel will be towards the leg side. He's really done a great job in preventing them from scoring on the short side.
He's got one ball left. Same plan.
Oh, well bowled. Right in the block hole. Richie, or McQuena rather, just kind of wafting at it. There wasn't the most intent behind that shot. And Hardest Kutsa's done a great job. His 4 overs have come to an end. 1 for 31 for the young all-rounder.
Yeah, good work. Very good work, dear. Hardest Kutser. He'll be pleased with that performance. And I'm afraid to say, this matchup, Richie has got to go here. He's got to take on the left arm spinner bowling over the wicket.
Stubbs. Wonderful bowling by Malefe. What a great job he's done, and smart work behind the stumps by Sidisi Malika. Not easy when it's that full, is it, Pierre? That's a fantastic bit of glove work by Malika. Made it look really easy.
You look back at that, sit the batter down and say, in these type of situations, change your guard, bat on off stump with the left arm spinner bowling over the wickets. You've got a short side as well, but if you look at that shot, it was just lazy, just wanted to nudge the ball, whereas instead of identifying that matchup against the left arm spinner, that it's yours and you've got to take it on. Northern Cape, they're finding themselves in big trouble now after an excellent start.
Yeah, their innings has really just kind of fizzled out after the power play. Romano Tablanche, the 39-year-old veteran, comes to the wicket. Nicely bowled again by Malefe.
He's also in his 4th over. And in combination with Kutser, they've done really well to put on the brakes for Northern Cape.
Yeah, there's no doubt the Inyati have bossed these middle overs. 3 dot balls in a row now.
Or make that 4.
With the wicket,
Could be
yeah.
a maiden wicket.
Oh, it's a large depth, but to get off strike. Sixteenth over of a T20 inning is often a vital one, and this is looking to be exactly that. 1 ball left. Malefe bowling for a wicket maiden. Well, he concedes the single to mid-wicket, but outstanding work by Khadise Malefe. 4 overs, 1 for 21 for the left-arm spinner. He's done a fabulous job. It's 115 for 5 after 16.
Yeah, the last 10 overs, 62 for 4. And that's straight after the power play. It's a good bowling performance.
Hlatiwa will continue. I fancy we're going to see Seam now for the last 4 overs of the innings. He's been steady. Hlatiwa, 2 overs, 1 for 15. Slow ball just over pitched. Whipped away by Blanche. They get a couple. Romano Blanche made his senior debut back in 2007 here. Why aren't you still playing? I mean, you were playing back then.
I was playing back then, you're right. Actually, that year is the year when I moved to the Dolphins.
Hlatiwa has boundary fielders at deep point, long off, long on, deep backward square leg, and the cow corner just off the fence a bit. Slashed away, edged, and that's going to run away for 4.
Yeah, he just got his line wrong with that field.
To that line, I think the batsman can just really just go hard, really throw the bat at it. It's the short boundary. Better line by Hlatiwa. They think of the second, they're going to come back. Put a throw to the bowler, but safely back for 2.
Blanche uses his experience just to nudge the ball into that mid-wicket area. Good Yorker.
Hlatiwa's done well in terms of he's very seldom dropped anything too short, which at his pace would be pretty deadly. It's another good over for the Inyati. Just 8 runs off at 123 for 5. 3 overs left in this Northern Cape innings.
Yeah, projected score now is under 150. Have you seen any change in the wicket, Ken, or is it just a combination of very, very good bowling, very executing plans?
I think the pitch still looks. I mean, I still think 200 is par. I really do. Very good bowling by the Inyati, but I have to say the Northern Cape batting line had just lost its way a bit in those middle overs. Roland Herman just not really getting the support he needed. He needed someone to come in and show a bit of intent around him. And I'm not saying smashing boundaries, but just a bit of intent and making sure he had most of the strike. As Nico van Sale is back bowling, and they'll come back for 2 as that's wide of long on.
And that partnership between Herman and Tar for me was the key one, because you almost sense that both batters were just about to accelerate, and then that wicket of Tar fell, which put the brakes on. And saw a lot of lack of intent from Richie, Kumalu around Herman.
Whipped away through mid-wicket again. They'll come back for 2 again. But really the boundaries have dried up for Northern Cape. Inyati won't mind 1s and 2s at this stage of the innings. hoiked away. Cow corner comes in and then decides he's not going to get there, gets it on the bounce and just a single. Left-handed to Blanche, who's got a short leg side boundary. Fine leg is back and a cow corner and a long on. Yeah, Van Sale. I thought he might do that, and he's got the wicket. He's a big, tall guy. He can use the bounce. He had a good effect. He really banged that into the deck.
He did. It was quite brave because pace on the ball. And that's the end of the experience batter.
I don't think he would have expected with the short leg side boundary Van Sale to drop it short. But as you say, excellent bouncer, rushed him. And the end of Romano to Blanche. Was there for just a dozen deliveries. Tepo Ntuli, the SA emerging spinner, comes to the crease. Man with a lot of experience in Division 1. To Blanche out for 9, 128 for 6.
Another crucial wicket at this time of the innings. And that's what they've done outside the power play. They continue to take wickets. Don't allow for the Northern Cape Heat to build strong foundations, partnerships. And that was another partnership breaker.
Just a single. It's been an excellent over by Nico Van Sale. He will no doubt bowl the last over as well. Just one ball left in the 18th, and well, it seemed highly unlikely, but the Northern Cape Heat are struggling to get to 150 here.
I enjoyed this Inyati bowling attack. They've got options. They've got bowlers with a little bit of pace, bounce, left arm spinner.
And most importantly, they all seem to be pretty clear on their plans and have executed well.
Yeah, that is what stood out for me, is clear plans. But, a lot of times you can have all the good plans in your head, you still have to execute, and they've done that well in combination with their plans.
So well done to Coach Tumela Bodibe, and the bowling coach of the Inyati is a man who played a lot of cricket here, Rowan Richards.
Yeah, he has played a lot of cricket here. He knows this ground, he knows these surfaces. He was a bowler himself for a few years here at the Titans.
Chad Klassen is back. He's the one Inyati bowler who been a little bit wayward. 2 overs, 1 for 25. Important that he keeps the momentum going here for the Inyati. Doesn't want to give the Northern Cape Heat some respite here in the penultimate over.
Around the wicket. He's preferred to go across the right-hand batter. Fine leg up, deep square up in the ring. So also a good plan. three boundary riders on the offside. Deep point, long off, and a man on the deep cover sweeper. Excellent bowling. Very, very good.
Slight misfield. They are going to come back for the second, which is a pity.
They've been good in the field as well. Inyati. There was just a little mistake and they managed to get through for a second run.
The outfield is a bit bumpy with the pre-season work, the aeration work being done on it. So yeah, Inyati have done well, nicely in the field, backing up their bowlers very well. Good variation from Klassen, not just going again with the full wide one, just slow a ball into the surface a bit.
That's tough to hit that. Very, very tough for a batter. No pace, it's wide, it's out of the slot. You've got a big boundary to deal with. In the back of your mind, you also see this short boundary on the leg side, but you just can't get there, making it so difficult for the batters to execute their plans.
Sliced away, uppishly, two men converging, square on the offside, and again just 2 runs. So the plan working very well for Chad Klassen and Inyati. Mokoena swung with all his might there, and it's a long boundary out to the offside.
Yeah, we've only seen the one maximum so far in this innings. You don't really see that very often at Supersport Park, especially with a short boundary. And I think that just confirms again that the plans of these bowlers, this bowling unit has been phenomenal, to say the least. You go for 1-6 on this pitch with a short boundary, you've got to give credit to the bowling unit.
Another dot ball, and at least 2 of the partnerships they had a left-right combo to deal with as well. And I suppose it does also speak a little bit to the Northern Cape Heat perhaps not being aggressive enough, not being willing to take more of a chance.
They have not identified those moments, Ken, where there were left and right hand combinations with certain matchups.
Slice away over extra cover. That's got a chance of getting to the boundary. It will. So a much needed boundary to end the over for the Northern Cape Heat.
Now that's your option with that plan. And that boundary has come at the right time for Northern Cape Heat. 1 over to go.
Needs to be a big one for the Northern Cape Heat. 140 for 6. They were struggling to reach 150. They might get there now in the end, but surely that won't be enough if the Inyati bat properly. Maybe if they can get 15 or 20, that would be ideal. Just turned away on the leg side. It was a low full toss from Nico van Zyl. They're back for 2. The throw was a little bit wide of the stumps.
Yeah, good running. Good running. Put the fielder under pressure. And the throw wasn't accurate enough.
Well bowled by Van Zyl, right up in the block hole.
Now, you would also think pre-season, because we're only in September, that especially bowling units would be a little bit rusty this time of the season, with another 4 weeks to go before the season starts. I've not seen that this morning, Ken, at all. I've seen a well-oiled, and that's a wicket. Just got the edge. I was about to say that I've seen a well-oiled, well-coached bowling unit. And there's another wicket, another breakthrough.
As he sat on the pitch after his little tumble, he's got Abel Mokoena out, caught behind by Malika for 17. Mokoena departs, 143 for 7, and we midway through the final over. It's been outstanding, Pierre, by the Inyati bowlers, one has to say. They were under a bit of pressure in the power play, with Ronan Herman racing to a quick fire 31 ball half century, but they didn't panic. They stuck to their plans and really have pulled things back quite beautifully, as it's Van Sale again, chipped up in the air. It's not going to carry to deep backward square. Odarile Madimakwane, new batsman. That's what's paid off for just a single. And Tuli went really early there.
Yeah, not a bad option, but no pace on the ball. Clever bowling, but also a good option by the batter.
How difficult is it for the bowler when he sees that to change the grip, and he might have been going to bowl a slower ball anyway. Oh, beautifully bowled by Van Sale. Outstanding. Wonderful Yorker. Makwani.
He finishes this innings, it's like the cherry on the cake with that delivery. 145 for 8 after the 20 overs from Northern Cape Heat. They would certainly feel that they are short. But Inyati, high fives all around. And they deserve that, because it was a very professional, organized, disciplined bowling performance. They were good in the field. And they restricted Northern Cape Heat to 145 runs in this opening game.
Yeah, sent into bat, and the Northern Cape Heat had a decent start. They were 52 for 1 after the power play, thanks to Ronan Harriman, 60 or 41 balls. Tamsanka Kumalo put on a good partnership with him. Kumalo made 15 off 18, a little bit slow, but then the Northern Cape Heat really lost their way. Tar made 15, Richie 11, Mokoena 17, but all of those innings were just not really explosive enough to transfer the pressure, to break the shackles that a really excellent bowling display by the Inyati imposed on them. Nico van Sales ended with 3 wickets here at the death, bowled really well, and spinners Molefe, he was particularly impressive. He got 1 wicket. Sazani got rid of Kumalo. Hardis Kutsa got a wicket as well. He was very good. Nico van Sales 3 for 22 in 4 overs, a fantastic effort. Chad Klassen The one bowler who will be a little bit disappointed, 1 for 35 off 3. Hardest Kutso, great job, 1 for 31 and 4. Cezani, the spinner, 1 for 13 and 2. He bowled the 6th and 8th overs, so great job by him. Alandile Mtletiwa, 1 for 23 and 3. And for me, the pick of the bowlers, Khaldisa Molefe, 1 for 21 in 4 overs. The left-arm spinner had to deal with a short boundary on the one side, a left-right combination, and he really just bowled extremely smartly and with a high level of skill. So 145 for 8, the Northern Cape Heat have posted, and the defending champions of this Momentum Health Challenge, the Eastern Cape Inyati, will be chasing 146. Do join us in about 10 minutes or so. Welcome back to Super Sport Park where you see the umpires and the Northern Cape Heat. Going out to the middle and they'll be trying to defend a target of 146 for the Eastern Cape Heat. Well, clearly it's not the Root brothers opening batting. One of them is Nathan Root. The other one is Cezani. Yeah, we got target of 146. Not yet.
Yeah, they have to be in Cape Heat. They would feel that after the first innings that they definitely should. They're going to start with a spinner, which is quite interesting. Inyati, they also have seen in that first innings how important the power play is. You've got to utilize the power play. That wicket, long off to boundary riders. His first over of the power play. We have seen that first innings, that change of pace is vital. It's something that if you use it in a clever way, can make a difference in the batting side. Especially the seam bowlers, Inyati. Stumps. Both batters are looking to use the pace, but it's tough to cut off the stumps.
Over the Inyati openers, there they get their second single of the over.
When you defend such a small total, and I say small purely because of the conditions, the pitch, the outfield, then your first 2 overs in this power play is crucial. So far, so good.
Well, that's another one from that end that we've seen a bit of turn and bounce. Khaldisa Malefe, who was the pick of the Inyati bowlers, he got one beauty to do that, and Mudimi Kwane bowling a good one there, and that's going to be a well taken single.
Yeah, very good first over. From the Northern Cape Heat. 3 without loss.
It can be a very difficult place for a spinner to bowl, Super Sport Park, and especially with the one short boundary in play today. As you look at your screen, it's on Nathan Roo's leg side, the short boundary. So I suppose not a bad ploy to use a spinner first up. They can sort of get away with an over up front.
They got it right. Good first over.
Benjamin van Rensburg will open the bowling from the West Lane end. Ooh, he's got him. First ball, LBW. Trying to hit that probably a bit too square on the leg side. And even with the angle, I think that was pretty straight.
The perfect start for the Northern Cape Heat. That first over. Easy decision for the umpire. Stone dead in front.
We saw that in the first innings with Nico van Zyl, got a little bit of swing early on with the new ball, and that one certainly just came back nicely into the right-hander. Vian Ruthven will be the new batsman. So Northern Cape, they'll be feeling a lot better about themselves now. They'll be disappointed that their innings fizzled out a bit, but so important to put early pressure on the Inyati, and they've done that with a wicket with the first ball of the second over. Hitting the pad.
Now this time it would have missed the leg stump, also a little bit too high. Through the air for the bowler.
You were talking earlier, Pierre, about the Inyati having a nice, well-balanced attack, lots of options. The one thing they didn't have was a left-arm quick.
Yeah, left-arm quicks, you don't really see them very often, but it's definitely very valuable to have a left-arm quick, especially a left-arm seamer that can swing the ball into the right-hander.
Nicely timed by Ruthven, but an excellent bit of fielding there at backward point.
Now, they would have spoken about the start, the Northern Cape Heat team during the break. At the start, has got to be clinical to put pressure straight back on Inyati. And they've done that in their first 10 balls. Inyati finds themselves under pressure, 3 for 1.
Lofted just over the covers by Ruthven. I don't think he was totally in control of that. Covers nearly in business. He'll get 4 though.
That will relieve a little bit of pressure. Well needed boundary.
That's missing the leg stump. So end of the second over, and Inyati off. To the right-hander, but clearly going down the leg side. As you say, Pierre, a left-arm quick, very useful in white ball cricket because they can swing it back into the right hand and cramp them, but also effective, I guess, with, if as we saw the Inyati do quite a lot, if you want to bowl that full wide line outside off stump, they can kind of do that naturally, just slide it across the right-handers.
Yeah, especially in the death.
Modimo Kwane gets a second over and immediately rewards his captain for the decision, bowling Sizani for just a single. Sizani again trying to play off the back.
No protection, but the bowler, he got his line and length perfectly right. A big blow for Inyati.
And I fancy maybe a key man for the Inyati coming to the crease now. Jason Niemand, one of their batting mainstays. They've lost Marco Mare, their best T20 batter. He's retired. I believe he's gone into coaching at school level. Marco Mare, their best T20 batter, but Jerome Bossa, their regular captain and Division 2 one-day player of the season last season, he's not playing today, although he is in their wider squad. So Jason Niemand, really probably their senior batter in the side now. Big responsibility on his shoulders. But that was a lot slower through the air. Single down to long off. Here's the quicker one again, but cut straight to point.
Now this innings started with a required run rate of 7.3. 2.4 overs later, it's jumped to 8.
Nearly snuck through there, Mukwane. It was a bold move by the Inyati to open the bowling with the spinner and to give him a second over. But it's worked out really well for them. This is a great start with the ball for the Northern Cape Heat. Single to long off to end an excellent third over. It's 9 for 2.
A vital partnership now for Inyati. These two batters, they've got to rebuild, but while you're rebuilding, you also have to be positive, show that intent. Any loose delivery has got to go.
I guess 50 in the power play is probably going to be out of reach for the Inyati. We said earlier that was the benchmark as Ruthven unveiled a beautiful straight drive. That was a gorgeous stroke.
It was too full though. And that's what I mean by anything loose or scoring opportunity, you've got to be in the right mindset to still be ruthless, although you feel you're under pressure.
Oh, that's kept a little low. And Plum LBW. Oh, this is now a dreadful start for the Inyati. They've lost 3 wickets in the first 4 overs. And Van Rensburg gets his second.
Big wicket, big breakthrough in this power play. The 3rd wicket that's fallen in this power play. After that straight drive for 4, immediately the Northern Cape, they bounce back.
And the wicketkeeper, Sadisi Malika, comes to the wicket with the Inyati really in desperate stress. 9 for 3. Just the start they didn't want. And suddenly 146 is looking like a bit of a challenging target for them.
Yeah, not the start they wanted at all.
13 for 3, I beg your pardon. Marginally better. Whipped away on the leg side. Oh, that's a great way to start your innings. 6 runs for Malika.
Malika just used the pace and the bounce. Didn't try and overhit the ball, just got in the channel, helped it along. And that's a great start. Only the second 6 that we've seen this morning, and this time it's the big boundary.
Yeah, fantastic little pickup there by Malika. He looked a very tidy player last season as he helped the Inyati to the Momentum Health Challenge title. Again, works the leg side really nicely. It won't go to the boundary. Deep square leg comes across. Couple more.
Yeah, very clever, Malika. Uses the pace again. You can see he's a wristy type of batter. Likes to score his run square of the wicket. Use the pace of the seam bowlers. Will this be a pace off delivery?
All lofted, but he's got it far enough away from mid-off to go for another boundary.
12 of 3. New batter, 12 of 3. 2 boundaries, a 2.
Oh, 16 or 4. Wonderful batting by Sidisi Malika, and that was a lovely shot. Not overhit, just punched it square of the wicket. And Benjamin van Rensburg was feeling really good at the start of the over with his second wicket. But Malika, 4 fours in a row. $29 for 3 now, the Inyati, after 4 overs. And so their rate achieved, 7.2, is just fractionally below the rate required, which is 7.3. Budimir Kwane, who's bowled 2 overs for just 5 runs and taken a wicket, he's going to get a 3rd over in the power play. And very nearly gets another wicket there. Niemand in trouble.
Yeah, it's not the option. It's not the option, especially the previous batter that got bowled with exactly the same shot. Got to look to play straighter. Somewhere there. That will do. Previous over, 20 runs, and here's another boundary.
Yeah, better not trying to manufacture something against a length that really wasn't there. That time it was fuller and he was able to just drive it up and over, taking advantage of that short boundary. Jason Niemand. Cutting up and over. 4 more.
How quickly things can change. Slash at it hard. He gets away with another boundary.
Cut again, smart work needed to be, and third ball is in, is hit! I think Niemand had made it. He was safely back. And it was well home. again cutting, and he's got that to the left of short third man. 4 more runs for Jason Niemand.
Run rate now below 7.
Well, kudos to these 2 batters who have just come in, Niemand and Malika, with the Inyati 13 for 3, but they've come out firing, no retreating into their shells, no defensive mindset, and they've added 30 runs in the last 2 overs.
Yeah.
It's 43 for 3 after 5 overs.
Now they're back on track. Those last 2 overs, very, very expensive. But it comes with that positive intent.
Not often that any bowler will bowl 3 overs in the power play, and perhaps a mistake, giving spinner Mudimakwane a 3rd over.
Yeah, just also, he was, that particular over, just a little bit too wide.
Morne Venter is the new bowler. Decent first delivery. Steered away for the single by Malika.
And Malika looks a busy player, looking to score off every ball, and if it's not there, like that previous delivery, he just pushes it into the covers for a single.
It's the first scoring shot that's not a boundary for Malika. He's a wicket-keeper batsman. They often are busy players, aren't they? The wicket-keepers, busy in the field, busy when batting. A little bit of a wave shape there for Morne Venter. Nicely steered away for 1 by Niemand.
A partnership that's growing now, 32 runs. This is the partnership that's got to take it deep. You're almost now in a position where you can just control things again.
Up and over from Malika. Yeah, good shot again. Over extra cover for 4.
Touchful. Didn't get the perfect timing on that ball, but it's enough to get the boundary. Last over of the power play.
Yeah, if it's pitched up anywhere on that sort of line and with the short offside boundary, batters really need to go for it. That's nicely timed to deep backward point for 1, and 50 up in 5 overs and 4 deliveries for the Inyati.
Yeah, straight after that boundary of Malika. Next ball, just steered it into the gap, gets off strike.
34 balls, 8 fours and a 6 for the 50. Morne Venter, another one of the new players joining the Northern Cape Heat from Limpopo.
Good rotation of strike. 1 ball remaining in this power play.
Well, from 13 for 3, we've now had, after this delivery, 3 overs where there hasn't been a dot ball. And even that one, good running. The 1 to short third man to end the over. 6 overs gone, 52 for 3, which is exactly the same number of runs as the Northern Cape Heat managed in their power play, although they were just 1 wicket down. Border are 3 down.
Yeah, they need 84 of 94 balls. And it should be an easy task. However, you look at the first innings after the power play, what you can do if you implement good plans, you can still defend this. Key will be to take wickets. Still have that mindset of striking, get new batters in.
Well, I was going to say the key for the Inyati is probably one good partnership of 50 or 60. Should see them home from here.
A worst case scenario, one of these batters got to be at the end, got to be there at the end. But this partnership got to take it to at least the 15th over. And if they do that, they'll probably win the game in the 17th, 18th over.
Chepo and Tuli is going to come on to bowl from the Hennops River end. All the spinners have bowled from that end in this match so far. Short leg side boundary against the left-handed Malika, who drives his first ball through the covers for, yeah, they're coming back for 2. Good running.
Wild throw. But very good running. Putting the fielder under pressure.
Signal to long off. Intuli's an off spinner, so he's bowling to a short leg side boundary when the left-hander's on strike. He's going to really have to get his line right against the left-hander. So far, so good. He's been hit offside twice. Right-hander Niemand now on strike, and Intuli's switched over the wicket. Reverse sweep, nicely played. Jason Niemand, wonderful. He and Malika really just come out with such intent and just a refusal to let the bowlers settle.
Such ease. If you don't train that shot, and if it's not upskilled enough, then it's a high-risk shot.
Well, that looked second nature for Jason Niemand. Down the wicket now, and Tuli adapted well there, and
A dot
so
ball.
did Niemand.
There's a dot ball. They need more of those.
Reverse sweep again, this time he's picked out short third man. But the intent is clear. And Tuli under pressure here. But now a conventional sweep. That's missing the stumps.
Yeah, he got himself outside the line. The impact was outside. Good decision by the umpire.
So Jason Niemand just showing the bowler that he can sweep him either side of the wicket. 7 overs gone, 60 for 3.
Key point there, Ken, about sweeping the ball and showing the bowler that you can sweep. It just messes around with the bowler's plans. It makes the bowler think of different plans, different options, field placings, etc., etc. And it's a very, very important skill set to have as a batter.
Yeah, perhaps we could have seen more sweeps by the Northern Cape Heat. Spin rather tied them down in the middle overs.
I was very surprised.
We only saw a couple, didn't we?
Very surprised to see that the sweep shot wasn't used in that first innings. A lot more.
Romano Tablanche, the elder statesman in this Northern Cape Heat side, is on to bowl. Another left armour. Good start. That's too short and helped around the corner. Will it clear the fielder? He tries to tap it back over the boundary, but just couldn't pull it off there. The fielder at deep. On that stroke, 50 partnership up off 24 balls.
And Niemand will be disappointed with that because it wasn't a good delivery. Towed the ball.
What a partnership this has been between Niemand and Malika. From 13 for 3, 50 added of just 24 deliveries, and suddenly the Inyati are favourites again with 80 needed of 76 balls. Up and over, lovely shot by Niemand, 6 more.
Excellent shot. Extension of the arms. That's a sign of a quality. Fans working together through the line of the ball.
Jason Niemand has been a prolific scorer for the Inyati down through the years in all formats. Showing his quality here today, as that's nicely run down to third man for single. Takes him to 34 not out. Malika on 26. Few adjustments to the field to Blanche. Third man goes back. He's got deep square leg, long on, long off. Deep point, worked around the corner. Has he timed it too well? No, just survives on the bounce to the deep square legs fielder.
Expensive over from Blanche. 14 runs of that over. Malika wanted to play that a lot finer than that. Got away with that. A bit of luck on his side, but 74 for 3 after 8. That means that these batters, with a partnership of 61, is well in control of things. Now it just requires intelligent batting.
Runner ball needed, 72 to win off 72 balls. Again, chipped into the outfield again, just short of the fielder. Diving forward, just failed to catch it. Both batters are kind of chipping the ball airily, not going all out with their shots.
2 half chances.
Well, that's a third, really.
Yeah.
If you think about it, the one that the fielder didn't quite manage to hook back from over the boundary.
Enough signs for the batters to say, let's be intelligent here, let's knuckle down.
Swept away between the two fielders on the leg side, and away it goes for 4.
Great placement from Niemand.
You said important to play intelligent cricket, Pierre, and I guess it's important that these two just keep playing the way they're going, because they've got great momentum now. And now another slog sweep. This is just going to be a single, though, to deep mid-wicket.
And especially with a big boundary, there's so many twos there. Putting the fielders under pressure, your placement, the timing of that. It's literally now for the bowling team so tough to defend. Looking at this partnership of 67, both batters are in. And can just do that.
Yeah, run a ball and one boundary and over without taking too many risks, and the Inyati will get home easily. Down leg from Intuli. Bit of bat on it by Niemand. This time an early no call from Sidisi Malika. Ends the over. It's 82 for 3 after 9.
Ken, tomorrow an exciting ODI series starting, Proteas against England. Your thoughts? Going to be an interesting one.
Absolutely. I think apart from their last match, the Proteas, where it was a dead rubber game and they got slaughtered by the Aussies, I just think they're playing really good T20 cricket at the moment. Those first 2 wins over Australia, in Australia, it's going to be great to see if they can repeat that in England. You beat England and Australian series. That's a massive boost heading into a T20 World Cup next year. Romano Blanche continues to Niemand. Nifty little dab down to third man for 1. What's impressed you the most about the Proteas team? The batting or the bowling?
Well, I must say, we start with the batting and you look at the young players, Luandre Pretorius, Devil Brevis, Brietska. You look at these young batters coming through now, and what I like about Shukri Conrad is that he's giving them the exposure, he's giving these young batters opportunity. And they just look fearless in when they're out there, which is creating a healthy competition within the white ball squad for South Africa. And this is leading up to a World Cup in 2027.
He's going to have to bowl that again.
Bearing in mind the T20 World Cup is around the corner. So good headaches for Coach Shukri Conrad to identify that squad and the players, but also creating those opportunities for them. And it's always going to put pressure on some players. You look at Tristan Stubbs, players like that will start realizing that he's got to be on top of his game with these youngsters in the system. Bowling unit, I was very pleased for Lungi Ngidi. In Australia, he did very well. He's just coming back. I can see that he's determined to establish himself in the team. The Test Championship final, he did well with the ball, especially getting the breakthrough and turned the game around. Keshav Maharaj in ODI cricket, he's just phenomenal. Best in the world at the moment.
Good slow ball by Blanche.
So I think it's going to be a series where South Africa will continue their momentum, but the wickets have been really good in England this summer. It's been a fantastic summer from a weather point of view.
Nicely flicked away by Malika. Couple of bounces and a 4. Just what the Inyati needed was a decent over up until that point from Blanche, but Malika's got the ball away for 4.
Blanche did well to take off pace in this over, and it looked completely different the moment you take off pace, but that last delivery offered pace on the ball again, and it was just helped along. Malika, that's one of his favorite shots, you can see it. getting inside the ball and just helping it on. No protection on the boundary.
Should de Blanche consider going around the wicket to Malika maybe?
In the back of his mind, he would then think that the short boundary, the offside, is then opening up. I would just stick with that plan of just offering no pace on the ball. Three boundary riders on the leg side. Yeah, that one just sits up in the wicket.
End of the 10th over. It's 88 for 3, and the Inyati need 58 to win off 60 balls. I was a little surprised that Luandre Pretorius didn't get a run, perhaps in that last ODI game, the dead rubber. But yeah, just echoing what you said, just how exciting it is to see these young batters coming through, and you know, we must maybe add Ruben Herman into that list as well. Did really well for the Proteas when he did play in that second string side, and now he's got a big 100 against New Zealand A, South Africa A, playing the second ODI against New Zealand A today, and they had them 4 down for not much early on in that game. But how the Northern Cape would want to get a 4th wicket here, because this partnership now worth 75 for the 3rd wicket. We spoke about it, that the Inyati maybe needed just one big partnership. Northern Cape now desperately need a wicket. It's going to be a single, quite casually taken, and the fielder perhaps caught unaware. The other fielder now has been hit on the foot by the throw from the mid-on area.
That's great running from Malika. Both runs he ran to the danger area.
Oh, unlucky there for Pungose, the bowler.
I don't mind that. The message is sent to the batter. Someone that also impressed me there in Australia was Nandre Burger. He really impressed me. He looks on top of his game, ball speed, good skill sets. Having two they're going to definitely look for 2, and they probably will make it comfortably. Yes. Having 2 left-arm seamers, Nandre Burger as well as Kwena Mapaka. We spoke earlier about the amount of left-arm seamers. And we've got 2 there in the Protea setup.
Yeah, particularly that second ODI. I mean, Lungi Ngidi was the star of the show with those 5 wickets bowled superbly, but Nandre Burger, in support of him in that new ball spell of his, I mean, the first 10 overs really set the tone for the Proteas win there, and that was great to see Nandre Burger. He's had a lot of injury problems lately, but bowling at good pace as well. Directed, but again, excellent running between the wicket by Niemand and Malika. Lungi Ngidi is someone you would have worked a lot with, Pierre, when you were coaching Pretoria University Tuckies. I just think when he's fully fit and firing, he just shows what a world-class bowler he is.
I totally agree with you. And that's the key for Lungi is to look after his body. You know, you physically you do get the bowlers that are lighter on their feet, like a Dale Steyn. You do get the heavier type of bowlers, and he's just got to keep looking after and invest in his physical condition. He's he's a very hard-working player. He takes care of the small detail. But for longevity in his career and to have some sort of a, continuity, the stop-start I think has been very tough for Lungi. It's in and out, and then it's a niggle here or there, where there's no real continuity for him to establish himself. You look at Kagiso Rabada, he's hardly injured. And that's where I would like to see Lungi move towards.
Oh, edged and caught behind. Flashing Malika. Well, it's been a delightful little innings from Msidise Malika. It ends on 33, caught behind off Pungosi.
Yeah, it was an impressive innings by Malika. He's busy. He changed the momentum from the start. His first ball, after being in big trouble, he hit for 6. This is the breakthrough that
Michael Copeland, formerly of Boland, has just joined the Inyati this season, so his first competitive innings for his new franchise. And he comes in at, well, with the table set, really. That partnership has left the Inyati needing pretty much just run a ball to seal the deal in this first match of the Momentum Health Challenge. 52 needed off 56 balls.
yeah, the table is set, and that was that partnership between Malika and Niemand that set the table. Copeland, all he needs to do is to have a good start, just control things with the in-batter Niemand. Got 4 fielders on the leg side on the boundary.
I know it's the 5th ball of the over, but I don't like a vacant mid-wicket to a brand new batter at the crease. You're just giving him probably a very easy one, anything that's remotely on the stumps. Oh, well, down leg in fact, wide.
Not the ideal start to a new batter, but I agree with you is that that the only way to win this game is to create pressure, and that's going to be through dot balls. You would definitely tell yourself that another 2 quick wickets here, things can change.
Good bit of fielding, keeps Copeland on strike for the last ball of the over. Pungosi ends the over well. It's 95 for 4 after 11. .51 needed off 54 balls for the Inyati. Jason Niemann's going great guns on 46 not out. Morne Fenter is coming back to bowl. Tall seamer. First over win for 9 runs. Bit of an in-out field on the offside. There's a backward point and extra cover inside the ring, and then third man, deep cover point and long off on the fence. It's going to go to long off.
Yeah, to the new batter, I would like to see 1 or 2 extra fielders coming in. Required run rate is less than a run a ball.
Yeah, they've got Niemand off strike first ball of the over. Now they really need to just try and string some dot balls together against Copeland. Can't make it comfortable for him. They need to put him under pressure before he gets going. Still no mid-wicket. Inside edge onto the pads. Copeland gets off strike again. Niemand with a short leg side boundary at his disposal. Just the one.
It is worth the risk for the captain of Northern Cape Heat to say that even to the in batter, just to try something, creates a little bit of pressure, force a false shot.
Little shuffle down, popped up just past bowler Fenter. We've seen those balls bowled into the deck. Have actually been pretty effective all through today. 99 for 4. Yeah, to your point, Pierre, with just 47 needed or 50 balls, 6 wickets at hand, just doing the run-of-the-mill stuff is not going to win the game for Northern Cape. Fenter did well there with Niemand shaping to go outside off stump and then staying where he was. Fenter wasn't put off by that. Nice. Down the ground, over long on. 6 runs for Jason Niemand, and that's his 50. And 100 up for the Inyati as well. 50 of 30 balls for Jason Niemand, 5 fours and 3 sixes.
Deserved the punishment. A very good innings by Niemand.
Yeah, came in with 2 wickets having gone down right at the start of the Inyati innings. But he's been aggressive from the get-go, really pugnacious innings. And you could just see why he's such an important batter for Inyati and why he's done so well for them through the years. Shuffle down, he's got it wide of mid-off. This is going to be, 4 runs. The fielder diving, takes the ball over the boundary rope with him.
Excellent effort there on the boundary.
Nice shot too, stood tall, held his balance nicely. It's a long boundary out there to reach. Fine leg will race in to keep that to 1. Mudimukwane. Good bouncer by Pongosi. Second one he's bowled. First one was just too high and was called wide. That one was spot on.
Yeah, he's using it well, especially to the long boundary. He's inviting the batsman to take it on. Niemand this time decides against it.
Sensible with 2 men back behind square on the leg side. Michael Copeland on strike now. He's a former SA under-19 player. Has played for the SA emerging side as well. Just 23 years old, but one feels someone who hasn't quite lived up to the early potential he's shown. Nicely played again, chopped through point. And they're coming back for the second. Good running. It's a pity in a way that a guy like Copeland is down in Division 2, having had a couple of years in Division 1, but maybe he'll be able to score lots of runs and get his confidence back up and find a way back into Division 1. Yeah, Pongosi's got away with that one as well. Looked a little bit leg side-ish, but...
Well, and height. He only allowed 1.
Yeah, that's right. Didn't get up as much as the previous bouncer, but... Oh well, the umpires they've been in a generous mood today. 113 for 4 after 13 overs. .33 needed or 42 balls. Pierre, Northern Cape obviously need a couple of wickets quickly, and they need to get Niemand out. Any ideas from on your side?
I think it's just that concept of you've got to be able to take risks now. If you're going to lose the game, you know, at least just throw the dice and try something.
Steps across and slog sweeps. Does Niemand, just the one, takes him to 56.
The previous over, what I do like about that over is that the bowler has decided that I'm gonna try something. You know, I'm gonna try the short ball. And that's the only way to approach these type of situations. Is that the inner ring fielders must be on the 1 now, especially there behind square. You know, an extra fielder coming in for me is absolutely no brainer.
Shuffle down. Stifled appeal, but get the leg by. Left arm spin of Odurile Mudimukwane. He bowled pretty well. 3 overs, 1 for 19. Just to give the batters something different to have to deal with. But they can't just be giving away easy ones at this stage. There's a big hit down the ground. I'm not sure he's got all of it. Long on's interested. Jumping, just clears him. 6 more to Jason Niemand.
That's what happens here in Gauteng. The ball flies. That wasn't timed at all.
Just 25 more runs needed now for the Inyati. 39 balls left. Targets the leg side again. He's got it in the gap. 6 more for Jason Niemand.
Yeah, Jason Niemand, is that enough? 2 maximums. Is what stands out for me.
The only thing I'll say about the only negative thing I'll say about the delivery is it was a bit predictable. That he knows that Morne Fent is going to be trying to bowl fairly full and outside that off stump. He went there early. Perhaps Venter could have bowled a slower one into the deck.
You're getting hit on the leg side. That's a problem as well. You've got to change your line. You've got to change your angle. And there's a big meeting now between captain, bowler, vice captain.
I think it might be too late with only 19 runs needed.
Yeah, damage is done. Oh, there's strange field now. Very straight, deep mid-wicket, and then square leg well in front. Long on is also coming out. They're doing everything to try and protect this leg side, but it starts with the plans. That's where you need to protect. You need to get out of the slot, out of the hitting zone.
Chipped and taken.
Yeah,
Well,
this time it worked. But it was a decent delivery. This time, Niemand couldn't get underneath it and couldn't get the wrists snapping on that shot. There, he's showing it.
Morne Fenter and Jason Niemand just couldn't free the arms enough to clear the leg side, chipping it up. But he's done a great job for the Inyati, and I guess for the purposes of a pre-season game and trying to give everyone a run and putting everyone under a bit of pressure. The Inyati coach Tumela Badibi won't be too upset that a couple of new batters now have to finish the job here to win the game. Niemand 68 off just 36 balls, 5 4s and 5 6s.
Yeah, Niemand, very good innings, but he'll be disappointed that he wasn't there at the end with a not out.
Hardus Kutsa is the new man in. We saw him bowl nicely with the ball. He's also pretty useful with the bat as well. 19 needed off 37 balls.
Same feel to the new batter. And that's too easy.
Yeah.
Way too easy for a new batter, and you only have to defend 19 runs.
Very frustrating, Pierre, really. That's a pet hate of mine, really. A new batter comes in, first ball.
He defends it for one. Defends it.
Yeah.
He didn't even
Yeah.
hit it.
Yeah. I suppose the only positive is that he's now on strike at the other end. 128 for 5 after 14 overs. Benjamin van Rensburg, the left arm seamer, is back into the attack. Yeah, all of the same really for Northern Cape, just seamers. I would have liked to have seen Mandima Kwane bowl his final over just for a change of pace. And he did bowl nicely from that Henops River end. Good start by the bowler. Wide on the crease that time, Van Rensburg.
A nice angle into the right-hand batter. Just a line of top of leg stump.
And a bit more protection inside the ring as well. Slapped down the field. Oh, a little fumble. Logon allows them to come back for 2. Kutsa targeting the short boundary on the offside there. There's a cover sweeper, so he's trying to get it over extra cover.
Excellent over so far.
I'm not sure I like Long On back even in this situation. There's only 16 needed to win.
Yeah, Long Off is going back now as well.
Yeah. Back in again. Bit of a hoik by Kutsa, but he gets the single and will keep strike again. 131 for 5 after 15 overs. 15 more runs needed for the Inyati to win. So this innings really set up by a wonderful 4th wicket partnership between Jason Niemand and Sadisi Malika. Niemand made 68 and Malika 33. And now just up to Michael Copeland and Hardest Kutsa to add the finishing touches. Romano Teblanche is back, the other left-arm seamer in this team. 2 overs for 20 so far. Clears the front leg and slaps it out to deep mid-wicket for 1. If the Inyati want to get a bonus point, they need to score these remaining 14 runs in the next 5 deliveries. Good slower ball bouncer by Teblanche, well bowled.
Yeah, and that bonus point could be crucial at the end of the week.
Yeah, just to explain the format of this competition. The 4 teams play each other once. Up there in the slot by Blanche. Edgy stroke for one. And then the two top sides after that play in a final on Thursday. And the winner of that final then gets the privilege of playing against the Momentum Multiply Titans on Friday. The Titans just returned from their pre-season camp in St. Helena Islands. Good again by Blanche. Shows how difficult it's been to hit those deliveries dug in with pace taken off.
Deep square leg coming into the circle now, long off on the boundary.
And it is going to be long off who does the fielding. So the bonus point is out of the equation now, barring no balls or wides. Still 12 to win, and this is the last ball of the 16th over. Oh, it's a full toss and it's flicked away. Great diving effort on the boundary. But alas, I think he's punched it over for 6.
Great effort on the boundary though. Now they were 2 or 3 blows away from that bonus point.
Yeah, it was a good over from Blanche until that last delivery. The batters played and missed it. A few of his slower balls dug into the deck. So just 8 runs needed now for the Inyati to begin the defence of their Momentum Health Challenge title with a win. 4 overs left. And Pongorsi is going to bowl his 3rd over. I definitely think the Northern Cape Heat have missed a trick by not bringing back spinner Mudimukwane to bowl his 4th over.
Yeah, especially this end here, you know, where we've seen 1 or 2 that just turned a little bit, bounced the touch. In comparison with the Inyati bowling performance and plans in the first innings, a big difference.
Yeah, tactically the Inyati were spot on, executed very well too. Oh no, it's got through, a tired effort. Is that the 39-year-old?
Yes. I think it is.
So Blanche.
Afraid to say, 1 boundary away, the first win.
Put down at short 3rd man. Another area of the game where the Inyati have clearly been better than.
Unfortunately, straight to the fielder.
Again. And this time it's caught.
Yeah, this time they were straight to the fielder, but a nice height to catch that. don't mind the option, but it's all about placement then.
It does to show what a good plan, well executed, can do. I mean, it's too late now for the Northern Cape Heat, but 2 balls in the right place from Pongosi, and the first time the catch went down, the second time taken. Copeland departs for 14. And the new batter is Alendile Tletiwa. Into the bowlers now. But it just feels Northern Cape, with better plans, better execution, could have actually mounted a bit of a defence of this target of 146.
And they had the perfect opportunity and window of opportunity at 13 for 3.
Oh, lovely straight hit. Oh, no, it's settling under. Oh, dropped. Oh, no. Wow, that would have been the 7th wicket, and might have made things vaguely interesting. They've run through for 2 runs, which means there's just 1 more run to get now.
He got himself in a horrible position there. That should be taken at this level.
I think for Northern Cape Heat, Duduzi and Mbata, it's fair to say that Northern Cape Heat have let slip good positions, both bat and ball. They were well placed with the bat at 52 for 1 after the first power play. Only made 145. And as you said, Pierre had bought a 13 for 3 with the ball. Kane tacking on the fielder. Oh, that would have been out, directed. And there it is, victory for the Eastern Cape Inyati. They've won by 4 wickets with plenty to spare, and a very good start to the defence of their Momentum Health Challenge title.
Yeah, Eastern Cape was, they deserved this win. They were very clinical with the ball, restricting Northern Cape to 145 runs in the first innings after a powerful power play from Northern Cape. But their bowling plans, their overall planning and the execution were outstanding today. And what they maybe one little challenge at 13 for 3, but that partnership between Malika and Niemand straight away just got the momentum back, and they controlled the innings, and they've got their first win, convincing win at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I think Coach Tumela Badiba will be delighted that from 13 for 3, Jason Niemand and Sadisi Malike, there was no hint of them retreating into their shells, no negativity. They came out and just batted with great positivity and great skill, and turned this match around. Jason Niemand made 68 of 38 balls, and Sadisi Malike 33 off 20 deliveries to break the back of this task. So the first game of the Momentum Health Challenge 2025 sees the Eastern Cape Inyati beat the Northern Cape Heat by 4 wickets. Do join us again at 1:30, or just a few minutes before 1:30, when the Mpumalanga Rhinos will take on the Eastern Storm in match number 2.